Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Let's Play Warframe. I'm your host with the most, as always, Francois878. And today we are going to be showing off the Supra Vandal, the brand new Corpus heavy machine gun that was introduced in update 20.4, along with the Operation Ambulance Reborn event. Now, if you're curious on how to obtain this weapon, you do have to complete the final mission in the Ambulance Reborn event. Not too hard, pretty simple, a little grindy, but not bad. Once you have it, the differences between the Vandal and the vanilla version of the Supra are actually a little disappointing. It's a really scary trend that DE is not buffing the Vandal and Wraith weapons as much as perhaps they should be, or have in the past. Now, the only difference between the Supra and the Vandal are bigger magazine size. The Vandal has 300 versus 180. Higher max ammo, 1600 versus 1080. It's got slightly higher accuracy. The Vandal has 13.3 versus 8.3 on the vanilla. And the Super Vandal also comes with 2 V polarities pre-installed in there. So that's nice. That's a bonus. But I would really have liked to have seen an even bigger buff to accuracy and maybe even a little bit of a fire rate increase, honestly. But this weapon, I will say that this weapon is good at doing one thing, and that is it is good at long-term sustained fire. You can fire this weapon for an insane amount of time. If you have fire rate mods on there, it definitely changes how long you can sustain fire for, but with this current build, with no fire rate mods, it's a little ridiculous how long I can sustain fire on a target. But as far as the other stats go, for anyone curious, the weapon deals 45 physical damage, primarily in puncture. The status chance is 5%. The crit chance is 2.5%. Crit multiplier is 1.5. 12.5 rounds per second fire rate, and a 3-second reload time. So pretty respectable stats overall, especially that reload. 3 seconds isn't bad when you have a 300 round clip. Now, this build that I'm going to be showing you guys today, it's very meta. I've got Serration, Heavy Caliber, and Split Chamber on there for your damage. I have Entropy Burst on there as well. Obviously, I want the Syndicate proc to happen with Entropy, but also the 20% status chance makes this weapon a little bit more viable in the status department because it is awful in crit chance. There's no way that's going to happen. But as far as the last 4 mods go, I went with 2 90% elemental damage mods and 2 60% elemental damage, 60% status chance mods, depending on the faction that I was fighting. And the reason I did that, I split them 2 and 2, is because with the 2 60/60s, I was able to get over 50% status chance. Without them, if you went with a full 90, you'd be hitting about 40%, and I don't know, 50 is just a nice round number in my head, so I I like to make it there. Overall, the weapon performs well enough. I'm not sure, even if you had a really solid Riven on it, you could probably do some serious late game stuff. But I don't think there'd be too much of a problem taking this weapon on sorties comfortably. I think if you had a good team and a good frame to back it up, I don't see the Supra not being able to handle level 60 to 100 combat. Anything above that, though, and depending on the situation, you might start running into some issues. But overall, it's a nice looking weapon. It is the first Vandal weapon to be able to be recolored, even though the majority of the color slots don't actually do anything. You can alter it slightly, so baby steps, I guess. So that's good. Overall, though, I wish I wish DE could have done a little bit more with it. I am a little bit disappointed with the lack of buffs, but that's okay. It's still a relatively solid weapon, and the extra mag size does really help it in the I'm going to fire until everything is dead or my finger falls off department. As far as the build goes, if I were to change one thing, I would probably take heavy caliber off and add in a fire rate mod of some kind. The accuracy on this gun is absolutely tanked by heavy caliber, and yeah, it's nice to have that extra damage, but when you can't hit anything, it doesn't matter as much if you're firing into a crowd. The spread on the Supra kind of just hits everything, but when you're going after single targets, the Supra can, the bullet spray can get a little ridiculous. So I would, this is just to show you guys how long I can actually fire with no fire rate mods. This is how long I can sustain fire for. Obviously, you can put on some crazy fire rate mods and you can drain the mag significantly faster, but personally, I went with raw damage on this build, like I said. You could do a hybrid fire rate damage mod combination, though. No reason you couldn't do that. But let me know what you guys think of this weapon in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear about it and what you guys think. Until next time, folks, I've been your host with the most, as always, Francois878, signing off.